So right now, the crypto market is a little bit unpredictable. No one knows where the price of Bitcoin is going to go. Are we going to go below $60,000? Okay, so a lot of people is very fearful about that. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you should have some sort of a idea of what I'm going to talk about. Because every time this happens, every time there's war scares and other factors, I always say the same thing. It's all about risk versus reward when you're getting into some of your favorite plays, okay, which I'm going to explain a little bit further on in detail. But if we take a look at the fear and greed index, we are back into fear. That was actually kind of quick. We're just in greed, what, like a few days ago, and then out of nowhere flipped to neutral, then it flipped back into fear, which is kind of interesting. I don't mind that whatsoever though, because we've been here plenty of times. And if you've been in this crypto space for at least a couple months, you would know we've been here enough times where every time we flip back into fear, that just means we're going to eventually go back into greed. Fear means buying opportunity. But should we even be buying right now? Well, that all depends on the coins that you're buying, because that is that can make or break a person. You have to buy the right coins if you want to maximize the amount of money that you're going to end up making. The wrong coins can literally screw over your portfolio. But there's two dates that I want to work with in this video. And these dates are right here. So I want to work with the dates September 6th, right here, and August 5th. Those are the two dates that I'm working with in this video. And the reason why I say that is because on September 6th, the market completely tanked. Okay, so Bitcoin went from 64,000, almost 65,000, down to 52,000. That's where it bottomed out on September 6th. And obviously the altcoins dragged down with Bitcoin. So September 6th, it bottomed out and then bounced back. And before September 6th, we had a even bigger pull down where Bitcoin went from let's call this $70,000 down to $49,000. So these are why I'm working with these two dates. These are the two most recent big pull downs in crypto. Okay, September 6th and August 5th. Okay, so when it comes to you choosing the coins that you want to hop into, you want to make sure you're in the right plays, right? And the right plays are the coins that led the way during the last rally, because that shows you where the attention is. Those are the coins that people are focusing on because they feel like they're going to make the most amount of returns on those coins. So those are the types of coins you want to look at. Also, you want to look at the risk versus reward. So let me pull up SWI here. Now, before I talk about SWI, actually, for anyone that is curious to know what I'm buying and when I'm buying, make sure you check out my link to Patreon down below. You can also find some exclusive content there. But looking at SWI, we can see that SWI is basically near its recent highs. Okay, so the market pulled back quite a bit and SWI didn't really do much. But if you look at the risk versus reward on SWI, sitting at $1.86, if the market was to pull back to its recent bottom, which was around September 6th, SWI was sitting around 78 cents. Let's just round it up to 80 cents. So you'll have lost about just over 50% on your investment if things went absolutely nasty in the market. You could lose about 50%, just over 50%. So your $100 could turn to like $50. And in crypto, even though it sucks to lose 50% on your investment, that's really not all that bad. I think, anyways, it's a lot better than losing 95%, because if SWI to go up, if SWI was sitting at $5 right now, SWI just went from 78 cents all the way up to $5. Then the pullback could be very, very nasty for people. Very, very nasty. But it actually didn't run all that much, even though a lot of people's looking at this and saying SWI ran way too much. No, it didn't really. When you think about the strength in this thing, because they had a unlock period just a couple days ago and it barely dipped. People ate up that dip in 2 seconds. I think the price was sitting around $1.84 and it pulled back to about $1.75. People ate up the dip and then SWI went all the way up to $1.93. So that just shows the strength in this one. But the pullback for this one which is on the table, is about 80 cents. And if we go further back to August 5th, then that's about 50 cents. But I don't think we're going to see those August 5th lows anytime soon, if I'm being completely honest. But SWI is one that I would definitely look at. I hold SWI and I still believe in it. I think that SWI is just getting started. Another one that had a lot of hype and rallied pretty decent is Tau. This thing in the recent dips, September 6th, was sitting around $2.16. Right now it's sitting at $538. Did I say $2.16? It was sitting at $216, and right now it's sitting over $500, $540. So it more than doubled your investment if you did catch it at the recent lows. All right. And some of these coins did not rally 100% or more. So that shows me that those coins have some weakness in it. A lot of weakness. So I'm looking at the coins that at least gave you a double up on your investment during the last rally, because that shows you that people are eyeing those coins, and those are the plays you want to be paying attention to on recent dips. Okay, so Tau is one, SWI is one, and if we go back even further to the August 5th lows on Tau, we're looking at just $210. And then before that, in July, it was $205. So it's got a lot of buy pressure in the $200 range. So Tau is one that you should definitely look at, because this thing is going to rally and make people an insane amount of money. Let me show you guys an example of a coin that didn't rally like crazy, but if you're a long-term investor, if you're holding this one long-term, it still wouldn't be a bad spot to buy because of its recent lows. And I'm talking about Caspa, right? So if you take a look at the performance of Caspa, right now it's sitting at 14.147. But look at the recent lows. So on September 5th or September 6th, it went as low as 14 cents. And recently in this dip, it went as low as 14 cents. So clearly this is where people are trying to eat up the dips, 14 cents. And if you go back to August 5th, it went as low as 12.5 cents. So it's not that far from its recent lows. And what that tells you is there's a lot of strength around these lows, and these are good times to be buying up the dips for plays that you want to go long on in a shorter time frame. And if you're not as if your conviction isn't as strong in certain plays, but you know that people believe in it and it could rally massively, I would look towards coins that made some really nice returns in the last run. And that's Tau, that is SWI. And then there's this other one here that I've never talked about, I don't own, but I know it's gaining a lot of hype and it rallied nicely during the last run also. And that's this Arrow. It went from 50 cents at its lows on September 6th, and it went as high as $1.25. So there's a lot of strength here because this went over 100% on your investment. So again, you want to be looking towards the plays that rallied nicely during the last run, because that's a lot of information. That shows you where a lot of eyes are. There's a lot of attention on those coins. If your coin barely moved from September 6th, that tells you that there's not a lot of people paying attention to it. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad coin or anything, especially if you're holding it long term. But for a short term, from a short-term perspective, if you're trying to make the most amount of money in the short term, you should definitely be looking at the coins that rallied the most in the last run, where it had a whole ton of attention on it. That's what I think. Anyways, none of this is financial advice, of course, because I can always be wrong. Things can always go south, so make sure you do your own research. But anyways, that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below in my description. And until next time, take care.